So, Chuck, Todd, obviously big news coming out today. New York Times reporting that two inspectors generals are recommending the Department of Justice look into criminal charges, or at least a criminal investigation against Hillary Clinton. How significant is that?
I think it's incredibly significant, and I have to say, watching the little back and forth between the Times and the Clinton campaign about how to word it, I mean, at the end of the day, if there's an investigation into mishandling of classified government documents on Hillary Clinton's email server, how is Hillary Clinton not the subject of that investigation? I mean, how do you do the investigation without investigating her? But that, I understand semantics and lawyerly explanations. But I think it's incredibly significant, and I'll tell you, it puts a little pressure on this Justice Department. You have two inspector generals recommending this investigation. If they don't do it, there's going to be a lot of calls about politics, saying a Democratic Justice Department didn't do it. So I expect that you will see an investigation opened up. And, Joe, 15 months before a general election, assuming she is the Democratic nominee, and you have that, you begin your general election campaign with potentially a criminal justice investigation going on. You never know what's going to happen out of that. Look,
you never know what's going to happen.
David Petraeus basically, this is what he got hit for, was mishandling classified information. So if he's not above it, I don't think Hillary Clinton's going to be above it.
Well, and that's, Mika, that's exactly what I was going to say to you, is the name that just keeps coming up as you read these first reports, and it's just a first blush. David Petraeus having his career seriously sidetracked because of the mishandling of classified documents.
Gene Robinson, were you one of the people who said the emails don't matter, and if so, do they matter now? I mean, there were some, and I don't know.
You know me, Mika. I would never make a declarative sentence that the emails don't matter.
You would never say
that. Because you never know. I mean, and I always said this is an issue. This looks bad. It has always looked bad. And, you'll have to excuse me for a minute. I'm still trying to deal emotionally with Donald's expression of love.
He loves you.
I hadn't prepared this morning to enter a bromance with Donald, but
you got
I guess
one.
that's where we are.
That is where we are.
But on the
it is what it is, Gene.
It is what it is, Joe. But Hillary Clinton. I mean, my question, I guess I would ask Chuck, is there anything the Clinton campaign can do now to put this to rest, or is that horse like totally out of the barn? Is there nothing they can do to get on top of this story?
No, I think they blew it when they didn't turn over the server immediately. I mean, I think this is one of those things that they could have, instead of saying, well, the State Department, it's up to the State Department to release the emails and all that, I think that they lost any high ground they could have had by being proactive in, okay, here's the server, Congress, you can have it, take a look, giving off the perception, nothing to hide here, instead of sort of, while technically following the law and this, and technically doing what they're supposed to be, giving it to the state and letting state do this. They could have been more out front on this, particularly with that server. I don't know if there's anything they can do now to get out in front of it. I think now they just got to hope nothing is found.